result of this. This is how nefesh, chayus, is drawn into the person's all activities. This week we discussed this very clearly.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, hello?
Hi, Rabbi Paltiel. It's Baruch.
Yes, Baruch.
Okay, I'm here. That's all.
Oh, great. Can you hear?
Well, safe is different. Second AyinBase 12 pamphlets different.
All right.
So it transfers to the body that which it sees in the soul. That was your point about its high, the highest of the nefesh becomes part of the person.
Mm-hmm. Chochmah is the highest koyach in the body. But it's only a koyach. But that koyach brings nefesh quality to the guf.
Because of its dvekus.
Right.
Where is it?
Where on which daf? It's probably in the same that we had last time, but
I asked for a bracha that I stay awake in the class.
what?
I need a blessing to stay awake in the class. Hmm?
Oh, man.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so we are on page Kuf Samach Tes in the pamphlets. And that is approximately 10 lines from the bottom. The line begins with the word bitul. And this pamphlet has plenty of circles and dots. So all you have to do is find a circle the ha-bitul of samachtes. Something's over here. See one ha-bitul. Yeah. You ready? Okay. So we said that chochmah is not only bitul, but it's David b'mkoire. David b'mkoire means that it sees only that which the mocker sees. And it sees it because the mocker sees it. The mocker is there. And that's why in chochmah there is the sense of angel osech. We explained the principle of sense. We explained the principle of angel osech. In other words, chochmah does not recognize the sin of angel osech as a discovery. It knows the total truth of Atzmus directly.
It's like never confused. Huh?
It's never detached from this truth. The ha-bitul, the kulo can make chashiv. Because of that, this kind of bitul of a kulo can make chashiv, that everything kamei before him, chashiv is considered like nothing. Hudafko, it is only alidei hadveikus b'ha'atzmus. It is only sense. It's only true as a result of veikus b'ha'atzmus. Sharidei zeh, where as a result of this dveikus, see the Rebbe going back and forth because he wants us to understand the point over here. As a result of dveikus b'ha'atzmus, nirgash. It is sensed eich sheho'atzmus hu emitit ha-yesh. The principle and the reality that the atzmus is the emitit ha-yesh. The kulo kamei, and everything before him is nothing. Again, a very loaded line. Atzmus is emitit ha-yesh. Is a true yesh. We have discussed in class pointed out a very interesting phenomenon in our world. That matter, just physical matter, cannot be destroyed. Remember talking about it? Cannot be destroyed. If matter is something that developed on its own, why should it not be destroyed? It started from at some point. Bring it back to the point of start and it dissipates. Doesn't exist anymore. The principle that matter cannot be destroyed is attesting directly to this reality that matter has not made itself. But the koyach makes matter. You cannot go back to the beginning of matter. There is no beginning. In other words, he is saying, Atmos is emitit, emitit ha-yesh. There's a truth to yesh. Yesh is not a precarious existence. It's not a momentary existence. And Atmos is emitit ha-yesh. It says in Chassidus that Gashmius is rooted in Atmos. There are many different madrigas in Oyer. Throughout the whole Seder Ishtalshalos. And Gashmis is reflective of the fact that it all comes from Atmos. Because it has this quality of emitit, of emes, of a real presence. So this is what you're saying, that in chochmah is sense, this principle, the reality of the Atmos is emitit ha-yesh, is the truth of yesh, of existence. And therefore, kulo kamei kulo. Therefore, everything before him is kulo, like nothing. Anything that is less than a real presence is insignificant totally from the perspective of the real presence. Do I see understanding eyes, or do I see floating eyes?
The last sentence, could you repeat that?
I don't remember the sentence. How did it start?
Anything that's less,
What?
anything that's less real, that's
Anything that is less real than emitis is a non-entity. The moshel that we have for this within our, so to speak, a worldly experience, we spoke about it many times, the difference between a melech and everybody else. A melech is a king. And when we think king, what is so great about it? What's so special about a king? The fact that he has everything that he can possibly want. He can never lack anything. But then there is a multi-billionaire who also can have everything that he wants. He can ever want. You find that the king is kulo. It's like he doesn't exist. Because this wealthy person, he can get everything he wants, not because he has everything he wants. He can obtain it. Because he's got the means with which to obtain it. The king doesn't need to obtain it in order to have it. Understand what I'm saying?
It's on the side.
What? Oh, okay. Up, sorry.
Who were you looking for?
like we should confirm that we sense the difference here between the king and an extremely wealthy person. There's an expression in the Gemara. Omar Malko Okar Tura. The king says that he can uproot a mountain. And it's only an utterance. He can uproot a mountain. Now, if you have $1 billion, you can uproot a mountain. With all the tools are available today, with the earth-moving tools, you can uproot a mountain. You can surround the mountain with dynamite and break it down to nothing. Yeah, do you understand that? If you don't understand it, take a ride on the New York State Thruway, and you'll see mountains cut in half like this, all the way to 200 feet up. So what's so great about the king? The difference is that the king, Omar, by his utterance, he uproots a mountain. The mountain gets uprooted because he so wills it. Not because of any activity. Because of the dynamite and because of the earth-moving machinery and all that. He uproots a mountain not because, let's say, that's stopped on a very simple level, because this mountain should be uprooted, it's in the middle of a highway, whatever it is. He uproots a mountain because he wants it uprooted. It's a completely different level of reality. Chochmah relates to that. As a matter of fact, this is why we are going in circles, trying to pin this down, because this will touch our own chochmah. It's in a sense of reality. Anna, you with me? That's kulo chashiv.
How does the billionaire approve the mountains in his?
The billionaire approves a mountain because by selling out millions of dollars and getting together a whole army of workers with heavy earth-moving machinery, and you can have it approved. Before he does that, he has to go to City Hall and ask for permission to do that. He has to get approval. He has to get a permit. Then just go and approve the mountain. And you try to approve the mountain, what's going to happen? The environmentalists are going to say, hey, you're disturbing the ecology over here.
Can we get back to the Nimshal now?
Emitit ha-yesh. Emitit ha-yesh. Which means the truth of the mitzvahs, not due to any kind of effects, of capabilities. That's because he's the emes. The world was created from atzmos, without as much as lifting, so to speak, a hand. The expression is. Who Omar Vayehi? We say it in davening every day. Today we discussed the of Oyer, Vayomer Elokim Hi Oyer. It's a transformation in entire existence. How did it occur? Vayomer Elokim Hi Oyer.
I'll go back to the example. I just want to understand, see if I want to ask if I understand clearly this comparison between a wealthy man and a king. That wealthy man, he does things by means of his wealth, which is of a worldly origin as well. He just accumulated a lot of it, so now he could do a lot of different things with it. Whereas a king, when he accomplishes things, it's totally from a different source. He himself is a source. He says such it should be. That's how it is. It doesn't come to any exterior means to accomplish anything, right? That's how.
Right. This is tantamount to this cap is over here.
I don't know what tantamount means.
This tantamount is similar.
Mm-hmm.
To the cap is over here, but I want it to be over here. Yeah, you want it to be here? It's here.
Right.
What do you mean you say you moved it? No, I didn't move it. It just ended up to be here.
You're saying it's ridiculous. It's not happening like that.
Yeah, I'm saying, but that's the principle of this.
Right.
Got it now?
You said before something. I know, of course not. But I have to listen. I love to listen to more. What's more?
Okay, listen. I invite you to listen to more. Please come up high. So, this is that emitit is emitit. Atmos is emitit is emitit, not a relative emitit. Emitit is under certain circumstances. Emitit that confirms its presence because it can have certain effects. That's an relative emitit. Okay.
And you're saying what the chochmah has what access or something there has awareness or something of that type of.
Okay, chochmah. This is where that truth is realized, is recognized.
So chochmah is to recognize that really the all existence or whatever it is, it comes from this kind of source. Meaning it's only there because there is a truth, like Atzmos, what it's called, like a king.
Right.
That things are not accomplished by wealthy people, right? Things are accomplished by the king. King uttered, and that's how.
Well, again, this is only an illustration of it.
Right.
But the reality that Chochmah recognizes is that there is such thing as emitit emitit.
Exclusively.
Yeah, exclusively. This is what we said many times. that one is recognizing chochmah, not what it observes, what it understands, but that such a thing as truth exists. This is what chochmah is. Okay, let's go. And this requires a very profound bitul. And what is the effect of this profound bitul? That as a result of profound bitul, you see things from the viewpoint of the one who is showing it to you, rather than from your own viewpoint.
How is that possible?
How's it possible?
I mean, you're not him. You're not him, and he's not you. How can you
That's a
appreciate
dveikus. That's a dveikus element, because that's the bitul of chochmah. It's possible because you have chochmah. Surprise.
But you have a part of him. You have your neshama as a part of him, and then the chokhmah. So that's a further.
Yes, yes.
So
Chochmah, but we're not used to thinking with chochmah. We're used to thinking with worldly the descriptions, and this is what we're struggling with. This is what we're struggling with. Try to explain to a scientist the principle that God created light without luminaries. We discussed this morning, yesterday. That's the real creation. The real creation of light is light without luminaries. The reason I'm mentioning this is because historically, this question as to how did light exist in the first day of creation without luminaries has perverted many a human being's mind. And it's understandable, presented to someone who did not learn chashiv, does not have that insight at all. Yes, oh yeah, you're right. The Bible doesn't even know what it's talking about. It's self-contradictory within a few pages, and it's not even sensitive to it. It says what it wants to say.
because science is based on proof, right? Only proofs. Well, whatever
Not proofs.
they know, whatever
It
they
doesn't
know,
make any
they know.
sense.
That's it.
It does not make any sense.
Right. Above what they know, it's.
There was a huge debate in this country about teaching, what's the origin of the world? So, origin of the world, of course, is whatever, the Big Bang and evolution. And some people said, no, but how about we should also teach creation? As it's described in the Bible. And it was in court. And then these evolutionists came in court and they said, okay, let's open the Bible. And then let's see when light was created and when the sun was created. Can you make sense of this? That was the end of the story.
End of Bible.
The Bible. A new world emerged out of nothing. The world created itself. Can you imagine that?
Then they give us utopia,
Yeah.
the workers' paradise. It's the
Right.
next step.
Right. All right. The ha-chochmah.
One second, I'm just sorry. I just don't understand like this. This we're discussing this chochmah now that has this bitul and clear perception of the true origin, like that there is emitit emotion, whatever it's called, emitit ha-yesh. So it just never comes to ask like stupid questions like that, like this what you just described. It's just never gonna happen. It's just always focused, right? That's what dveikus means. That it's always focused like that. That there is that the true basis of things is true presence of Eibishter, and it doesn't need any other what's called basis for it. It's always gonna stay that way, right? It's
I don't know what you're trying to say, but yes, it's true.
I'm just trying to understand that I'm getting it straight. That's all. Not saying.
I don't know what's the meaning. It's always going to stay that way.
Because in the world, I mean, you're saying we're talking here about everyone of us has our own chochmah. We're just not used to using it. So in the world, I'm very used to it, at least, like how to think otherwise, how to always try to make sense out of things and confuse things that way.
There's
Make sense of the things within the world of context.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue. What did you say?
There's ultimate sense to the concept that God created light, and there was no luminary. It's not that there is no question. It's not bad to ask the question, but you have to understand it.
Yeah, but the question does not refute.
No, not on its own. It doesn't do anything.
No, but that's what happened.
I know. They turned everything into a big question mark.
It is a big question. If you see things only from a worldly perspective, it is a big question.
But nobody really thinks that way. Everybody thinks based on a knowledge that's deeper than reason. Than this.
There's when you say everybody thinks, there's a very big principle in terms of the truth of a person's thinking, and then when you ask him a question, there is not a single human being in my mind who really believes that his ancestors were monkeys. And yet, they're constantly talking about it. And it's smart to do that. And if you don't believe that, then you're stupid. On a college campus. Noach Menefeld was going to college recently, up until recently. And the professor stood up and said, whatever it is, hairy monkeys. All right. That's supposed to be smart. Let's go on.
Where are we taking?
Exactly. On page Kuf Samach Tes,
Yeah.
Can somebody tell him? Ha-chochmah li-yesh b'chinas dveikus b'atzmos. That's what we're up to. But I have a different layout here.
So that's bottom of the page.
Scroll some of that. Anybody know where we are?
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, chochmah, it like 9. A line starts show ha'atzmos.
Okay, right.
Mm-hmm.
Ha-chochmah li-yesh b'chinas dveikus b'atzmos. Because of the chochmah is b'chinas dveikus b'atzmos, meaning that is its very nature, that it stays double to atzmos. Al kain, thus ha-bitul the shom, the bitul within chochmah hu b'chinas kulo kamei chashiv. It is in fact that type of bitul, because it senses the truth of atzmos. Therefore, kulo kamei chashiv. Hare, okay, this is the conclusion, the point that we want to bring out from this whole lengthy discussion. The following. Hare, therefore we see, she'achochmah shenikra oir, that the chochmah which is called the oir, im ha-yesh, the Ayin timotzei, despite the fact that it came from Ayin, but it came into mitzius timotzei, and chochmah is really a mitzius. Und and yet still, harehu b'bchinas dveikus. It still has this stance of being dovuk. And because it's dovuk, therefore it senses the truth as it is in the source of the oil. Let me give you a little bit of an illustration what the effect of that sense is. And this is
What the effect of what is?
of that sense of the kulo kamei chashiv, emitit or atzmos. The effect of it is that we as a nation were able to say Naaseh v'nishma. Now please understand the significance of these words, which we discuss from every angle. When you're doing things, when you're nishma, when you understand, you are involved. You relate to what you understand. You sense it. Sense its reality. But Naaseh, if you simply perform what you were told, what connection do you sense to the one who gave you that command? Right? There's no connection. You're in your world. He is in his reality. He told you to do something in your world, so you're doing it. But you're not really connected to him. You're in a different realm completely. Do you understand the question I'm saying? How then do we say Naaseh v'nishma without then calling saying Naaseh v'nishma? We want to stay with the Meibush and connected, Naaseh v'nishma.
By doing things, you say?
No, Avraham. How are we saying connected to him?
Something precedes our nasa. Something includes.
Because there's only one truth. There's only one truth. That truth is there not because you're aware of it, Well, because this is emitit ha-yesh. This is the reality of existence. You can't escape that. You're not with it when you're aware of it, when you know it, when you understand it.
This is the result of the dvekus.
This is the result of this Vegas. This is the result of the Vegas, the result of this knowing, of this connecting to Atzmus, to the emitit ha-yesh. The emes itself, which is beyond my understanding totally. If it's my understanding that it's not this emes. The only way I can relate to this emes is if he gives me a command, then I do it.
Are you saying that this nasa is a wise thing to say? Is that the chochmah? That's the union from chochmah to say such thing, to be able to say such thing?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the level of Kabbalah soul, right? Because this is the level of Kabbalah soul.
Right.
So it's.
So this week we discussed these various phenomena, but this is the pshat that Chochmah perceives the emitit ha-yesh, the truth of his presence, not the relative value of his presence, the emitit ha-yesh. This emes ha-mitzius, that can only perceive, that is true only to Atzmus. Nothing else understands this. Only Atzmus knows this can relate to it. Chochmah also can relate to it. How? Because Chochmah stays connected to it. And he sees things from that angle, from that perspective.
So from this nasa, the nishma comes out that the chochmah knows things not by understanding them, right? It just knows them straight.
That's right. He knows things not by knowing them either.
Mm.
Okay. Umikol mokoi.
There's a big gap between what the Rebbe Rashab's saying and how we think. This has nothing before him. Makes sense as the Rebbe Rashab's explaining to us, but as we think otherwise. Unfortunately.
So what are we supposed to do with that piece of wisdom coming from Akiva Marshall?
It's supposed to find its place in a garbage can soon. Needs a little avoda.
Well, we did have that. Ein Zulascha is not, Ein Zulasecha is really
Not in this world.
not of this world. As if to say, our thinking in this world is of a certain orientation.
Right. So the point which we're making, and why are we learning this, as we say all the time, Chochmah comes in the form of a borag hamavrik, of a sparkling spark, fleeting spark. A spark lasts but an instant. But having seen the spark makes a profound change in the whole person. You cannot continue to see it. But having seen it makes a profound change.
profound understanding, profound what?
Change in the person.
Change.
The Alter Rebbe said that anyone who touched my klamke, means my door handle, means anyone who had any shaykhs to his chashiv, will not pass away without tshuva. Because that truth had been imprinted in him. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you the truth. When I looked at this page, I said to myself, where are we going? But I can say I'm extremely impressed that people are sticking through it. A little spark here, a little spark there, but everybody senses there is something of enormous significance, enormous depth in here. Especially our secretary, who continues to render it in the modern facility of computer. Okay. This is also true regarding klal zohir shebe'ilam.
Can I ask a technical question?
Okay, Baruch, go ahead.
So this discussion we had earlier about the kav. The kav is this unlimited oyer that we've been speaking about now. This is the kav is chaser v'hoyer, that oyer. Is that true?
Yep.
But somehow the kav fits that oyer into this world.
Right.
Have we discussed how the kav does this?
Well, we're not finished. This is only we're finished. We're getting to that.
But that is the oyer.
Right.
The kav.
That is the oyer that brings atzmus effectively into the world.
Into the world. And since the kav is the whole point, the kav is to come into the world, we're certain that atzmus actually does come into the world.
Right.
That was my technical question.
Likewise, similarly, the oil and oilness in the chlolus, and I was a general phenomenon of worlds and the oil and key in the worlds. The hainu gilui hakav, which is the kav, as it illuminates the worlds. Hareihu gamkein bibchinas yesh miyayin. That givli hakav, that oil and oilness, also is bibchinas yesh miyayin. Has gone through this process of coming from yesh to from ayin into yesh, which means it's a creation. Legabe Ein Sof, relative to Ein Sof, it's a creation. It's a not a gile of the Ein Sof. It's a yesh me'ayin, as we said before. Which of course we could attain up the amasim tiku to Beis. And yet still, even though it's a yesh, Beis Chayim. Nevertheless, it's explained in its Chayim, the akav hu negeya v'dovak b'yinisor baruch, that the kav touches and remains attached and connected b'oid ein soif baruch hu, in the ein soif itself. B'hagam shenimshach al yedei hatzimtzum, although that actually the kav comes through the tzimtzum, and the tzimtzum means that there was a gap, like you said, there was a withdrawal. It's not a direct flow from oil and safe. It remains nevertheless touching and dovuk and connected. And actually the kav is me'ein, approximates, is of a similar principle, a similar truth of the insert that's before it seems. So we actually ought to discuss over here the phenomenon of the tzimtzum. That even though it comes to the tzimtzum, he says, nevertheless it's connected. What does this imply? What's the tzimtzum? How is the tzimtzum a different venue than what we said till now? All right. So this will have to be in a tzamtzim and then reintroduce next time we sit down. How's over here, Mr. Sher?
Hopefully we'll be double to the inning.
Hopefully, that's right. We are double, but we're not cognizant of it.
What's with the bringing on the Shabbos? Something happening? Nothing happening?
Well,
Yeah.
What is bringing?
I'm supposed to.
la la